Hi, welcome to the course on Educational Psychology. My name is Casper Hulshoff. I will be your teacher in this course. And I am your guide to all the learning material that we will cover in this course. During the course you will meet a few other teachers as well. For whatever reason you have started following this course, as a requirement for your study in education or just for fun, you are most welcome. In preparing this course we have done our best to tell you all that there is to tell about educational psychology. I think the material is fun, interesting and sometimes even quite controversial. Controversial because firstly both psychology and education deal with real people and usually children, and educational psychology doubly so. Secondly, there are many views on the way education should be arranged and on the way education should change or move along with changing society, as some people say. In this course we will not go into detail with respect to these more ideological matters. Our goal is to discuss more basic stuff. Since educational psychology is a broad discipline, in this course we cover many different subjects. Some of the subjects are related to each other. For example, the behaviorist, cognitivist and constructivist perspectives on teaching and learning are closely related to each other, even though they are discussed separately. Some other subjects cover aspects of learning that may at first appear to be unrelated to all the other subjects. For example, the role of multimedia in the classroom may seem to be unrelated to topics in educational psychology, but it's actually closely tied to many of the topics. My goal is to try and relate all these different topics, so that the knowledge that you pick up from this course will become an integrated whole, at least as much as possible. It is important to note that we will approach all these topics from a scientific point of view. This means that we will not just describe different theories and approaches to teaching and learning, but we will also critically appraise them. For example, how well have the developmental theories of Lev Vygotsky and Jean Piaget stood the test of time? And what kind of scientific criticism have these theories received? We hope that these discussions help you to put things into a perspective. There's nothing wrong with a critical eye on the educational field. We have divided the topics in this course over 9 different categories. These categories have some correspondence to chapters, as you will find them in any book on educational psychology. I will now shortly describe each of these topics. The first topic is a general overview of the field of educational psychology. We will look at psychology itself, its relationship with education, and we will discuss a few contemporary topics in education. For example, what does the working of our brain have to do with education? And what are some intuitive ideas in education that may just be false ideas? Finally, we will look at some of the common research methods that are used by researchers in education. The second topic is the behavioristic perspective on learning. At the beginning of the 20th century, behaviorism was the only accepted perspective on human and animal behavior. Well, almost. We will discuss how this got started, what we have learned from this perspective and are continuing to learn, and where and how its reign over psychology ended. The third topic is the cognitivistic perspective on learning. Here we will discuss the so-called higher mental functions that are part of learning, especially the way our memory functions and the way we reason about problems and work at solving them. The cognitivist perspective makes a lot of use of comparing the way we think to the way a computer runs a software program. The fourth topic is the social cognitive perspective on learning. Watching someone else perform some action and imitating the behavior is a basic part of human learning. Also, we will discuss the way in which we are in control over our own learning and the importance of having the feeling of being able to learn a new skill. The fifth topic is the constructivistic perspective on learning. This broad perspective has been a popular perspective on learning for quite some time in education. It builds on cognitivistic theories of information processing in dealing with the way people construct their own knowledge. Also, it looks at the way people help each other in constructing each other's knowledge. We will discuss the way constructivism has shaped part of modern education and some of its pitfalls. The sixth topic is development. We will go into physical, cognitive and social development and the somewhat artificial separation between those three. Specifically, we will discuss the theories of Piaget and Vygotsky and their importance in today's classroom. The seventh topic is the role of individual differences between learners. Much of psychological research deals with the characteristics we all have in common, but in many ways people also differ from each other. We will discuss the topics of intelligence and personality and the question what mechanism causes people to be different. We will look at education for people with different cultural backgrounds. The topic of individual differences has been influenced by political and societal considerations, which means that here we need to delve into history, especially that of intelligence. We will also discuss giftedness, a topic that has recently got more attention in education. The eighth topic is motivation. Some people say motivation is the first requirement for successful learning. It turns out that there are many possible perspectives on motivation, from the way people need to satisfy their basic needs to the way humans are by nature curious creatures. We will discuss these various perspectives and look at the ways motivation plays a role in the classroom. Finally, the ninth topic is comprised of subjects that are related to educational psychology in various ways. For example, we will look at classroom management, that is, creating a pleasant situation in the classroom that facilitates learning. Also, we will look at assessment of learning and the influence of testing on teaching and learning. As a final example, we will look at the role of different types of modern media, especially computers, on education. So, after hearing about these 9 different topics, you may feel a little overwhelmed. Or to mention something from one of our topics, you may be experiencing cognitive overload. Really, don't worry. Everything should become clear during the course. I just thought it would be useful to give you some idea of the diversity of topics in advance. On behalf of the teaching staff, I wish you a pleasant journey through the land of educational psychology.